Recent survey shows nearly 4 out of 10 employees say, yeah, they're concerned that AI might take some or all of their job duties in the future, but should we be worried? This afternoon, we welcome Gonzalo, founder of the Gonzalo Law Group, to talk more about the effects AI could have on employment and business. And Novello, I can see the smile there. No wonder you're in Gainesville, Florida. We'd all be smiling if we were down in Gainesville.
Absolutely. Hi, Dan. Thanks so much for having me.
Good to talk with you. I think, we've all heard about AI, and it's kind of a scary prospect. In our industry, absolutely. I heard of a television station that is replacing their anchors with AI. They have just computer-animated anchor people, and that's frightening in our industry with a lot of uncertainty. But, everything is going to be affected by this in the long run as it gets more, it took computers a while to catch on. AI is going into almost every business that would exist.
It's true, but when you think about the question, should we worry? I would say not so much. Really, what we want to look at, the fact is that AI has its strengths, but so do humans. And with humans, we are great at reasoning and judgment, inference, and analyzing information, compassion, and that sort of thing, such as making decisions as well. But AI is great at gathering information, analyzing data, and really summarizing and connecting that information. But when you bring those two things together, reasoning and judgment of a human with the great data capacity of AI, it's a powerful combination. So it's something that we can work in symbiosis with, not necessarily have to be afraid of. But what I do want to make sure that people know is that they shouldn't put their head in the sand when it comes to AI and say, oh, we don't have to worry about it then. That's great. No, you want to be highly aware. And so I practice U.S. and international corporate law, and we work with companies and businesses on their contracts, documents, and agreements, and helping them understand how AI comes into the picture is very important. There's over 100 AI-related lawsuits right now that are going on. Kind of the first round of lawsuits focused on IP or intellectual property violations, where AI is generating books. It's writing articles, but based off of an original author's work. And so then the next wave of litigation we're likely to see is going to be in how safe is it? How accurate is it? Is it going to be making employment decisions, that sort of thing?
Well, Novello, we saw during the actors' strike and the writers' strike recently, that got a lot of publicity because, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you never would have thought about this, where a movie studio could take you as a 35-year-old, even though you're 60 now, and have a young version of yourself doing a movie and take your AI reproduces your voice, and then the actor's totally out of it. So we had to cross that threshold of getting through that, and there's a lot of industries in that way that are coming up. Do you think that, do we want government to get involved with any kind of restrictions on this? Every time the government gets involved, it's kind of like you're wary of that, or just let it go and let it play out and let business sort of get out?
That's a great question. And really what we want to see, Dana, is both groups being involved. Actually, October 30th, President Biden released sweeping executive orders as it concerns AI. And so starting to lay the groundwork for initial guidelines and federal legislation that would come into play as it relates to safety, use, employment, and that sort of thing. But we also, on the industry side, have what's called the Frontier Model Forum, and that incorporates major players like Google and Microsoft that are bringing in their expertise from the industry. But what we want to see is both groups coming in. We want to see government there. We want to see industry at the table having an impact on what's going on. And also we see agencies getting involved. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission also has been issuing a statement that states that if you're using AI, it has to be fair when it comes to hiring decisions. Normally, you have humans that are doing the hiring, so they are going to be looking at the constitutional requirements that it's fair and it's balanced and it's equal. But what happens when you have generative AI or predictive AI that is doing the hiring? That's what we want to be watching for, and that's what's happening. So great to have government involved, great to have President Biden have his executive order. But as we've seen in past administrations with executive orders, as fast as they can be put out is as fast as they can be repealed with the new administration that might come in. So that's why we really want to move toward actual laws that come into place, that are passed by Congress and made into actual formalized laws.
Novell, thank you. That was just a very fascinating subject. I wish I could have another 5 minutes to talk to you, but we do not have that time right now. Thank you so much. Hope to talk to you again about AI. Interesting subject there. Thanks. Well, Americans are feeling better about inflation. A consumer survey from the University of Michigan finds inflation